thing that intrigues me about these new developments around the fringes of my parish is the way they face and the way they're boundaried. So, for example, King's Cross Central, the Crick and the British Library, you know, these great, big, huge developments, but it's gated effectively by railway lines on one side or by heavy roads on the other. It's like, I think of it as an embrace, and these developments are embracing London. And everything's got its back to those people. And you just wonder what that says psychologically.
Thousands of our fellow countrymen are standing every day as they come into Euston or as they go into Birmingham. We need to build new railway lines. So the choice for us as a country is, do we build one of these new high-speed lines? And when people challenge me about HS2, I say this: this is a good investment for Britain. And people who are against it, in my view, are putting our country's future at risk, and we need to have a concerted consensus across business, across politics, that we get behind these large infrastructure projects.
Now, HS2 is an absolute massive hot potato in Camden. It is so controversial and almost universally hated. The vast majority of the demolition is on the Regent's Park estate. And we're talking really massive levels of demolition. 250, 300 housing units going. It'll be a lot more than that in the end. 10 bridges being rebuilt across the parish, endless little depots and construction units. You know, it's unimaginable, really. I think in general terms people don't feel safe on most of the estates. I mean, there's a lot of anger about where people are now. The anger at the moment is you're working, maybe both partners are working, but they still don't have enough money to feed the children adequately, or to make ends meet, or to live the kind of lifestyles that they aspire to. And of course, linked with that is anxiety about the future of housing, because of changes to housing benefit, and with the constant threat of social landlords charging higher rents. And it's not an area where you particularly see children playing outside. You know, big busy roads, limited number of open spaces. So I think people don't feel safe to let their children out to play, certainly not unsupervised. So, you know, children will spend a lot of time stuck in small flats. You've got these success models, which is about fabulous wealth and beautiful clothes and staggering makeup and lots of houses and stunning wealth. And I think that culture gives people a sense of some lurking failure or disappointment. You know, why isn't my life like that? These great, big, huge developments, they've made an economic case for the nation. What about Camden? What are the benefits of this community?
My mom and my dad, they born in Algeria, and they come to France. And after I find myself here in England, because I love it, better than France many, many, many times. Yes, Papa. Yeah, my name is Yasin Fella, and I live in Camden, yeah. I'm living here since 99 in Camden, and I never wanted to live somewhere else. It's good why I like it, yeah. I don't know if I can say this in your camera. I like what's changing, because before it was a lot of people, drugs, you know, in the night, you know, crackhead and this stuff. Especially if you saw like, if you saw 10 years ago King's Cross, you will never go this way. From Camden to King's Cross, to cross between the station, you will never go, especially you women, and never, especially dark. It was a lot of prostitute, drugs, and old buildings and factories. They demolish all and they put a Eurostar station. Good thing. The part which is no good, which I don't like, this when they try to push people, yeah? People like us, I don't think so they benefit, because they're trying to put everyone out Camden. They put everything expensive. Rent, food, taxes, council tax, all this coming, and the cut, they put, you know, cut in benefit, in taxes. Even if you're working, Even if you're working, they cut many stuff like child benefit, our tax credit. Then you find yourself in the end you have to move. You don't have choice. Because if you're renting like us, 330, only rent is after council tax and all stuff, you will find yourself you're working for nothing. One day or another, you will find yourself homeless. And they try hard to push people from London. For one, make it nice, you will be only rich people around. There will be no more people, no more poor.
Yes, one rule for one and one rule for another. The rich get rich and the poor get poorer. For as long as I've lived here, there's been stress and strain on the provision of the genuinely affordable housing. I've had mortgages in the past, and I've had my home taken off me because I couldn't afford the mortgage payments. I could afford the mortgage payments on paper, but if something happened, you know, the chimney fell in on the roof or some big bill happened, it just became hopeless. So I've had 2 homes repossessed, and it's not a pleasant experience at all. And I feel really lucky that I've got a albeit small flat here, and I'm settled. I think there's been a stigma attached to council housing in the past. There is absolutely no doubt that there are some people that will milk the system. But there's absolutely no doubt either that the majority of people who are poor haven't had the opportunities that other people have had. And you're supposed to compete whether you've got 2 legs or none. The only show in town at the moment is a sort of cursory percentage of social housing in private developments. And they are tending to push ordinary working class people out of London. It's a deliberate policy of socially cleansing the working class to release homes and areas for more wealthy people. It isn't a happy prospect. So you then have to come down and define what is the national interest. Who is the national interest? And of course this dratted railway. It's going to knock hundreds of social homes, demolish them. I'm definitely not against railways, but I don't know that I've ever come across anything in the past that has been so impervious to any sort of democratic input. It's a vanity project, a gravy train. It's going to make a lot of money for a few. Slow it down. Slow the whole thing down.
I asked our neighbor, they said no, they don't want to move from here. Especially number 15, just down, there's old lady and old man, they live here maybe since 74. Then she said, I don't want to move. It's rubbish. What they're going to do, she said, is no good. They're going to demolish half Camden for 20-minute train. They make it like, we're going to ask you if you want, but in the end they will do it, no choice. You like it or like it. I don't know. It was too much money. Close the tap. No. No way. When it comes to money, nobody talk. There's no democracy in any country. I don't believe in this, because if they want to do this, they will do it. You like it, don't like it, you see. You protest or you don't protest, they will do it. For money, they will do it. Because they see the benefit of London, they don't see the benefit of people, yeah? Yeah. I would love the change. I would love to see how it's going to be changed around here. But I wish we will stay living here as well. They don't put us far from here.
We don't have a voice to say, okay, now, what are the benefits going to be? Safety, livelihoods, education, schools, that kind of thing. I think HS2 should be giving back more than it's taking. It's a profound injustice.
I would like to see a major social housing push. Very much. And put roots down and become part of communities. And I just see things going backwards at a frightening rate of knots. I think the gap between rich and poor now is growing exponentially. And I don't know,